All right, welcome to the fourth edition of Physical Science. We're going to talk a little bit here about PACE 1109. And I just discovered, I guess it's been a while since I used my microphone that clips on, and the battery's dead. So I'm hoping this is loud enough. I'm going to upload these and then go back and listen to them and make sure that they're working before I make several videos. And in the meantime, I'll probably buy some batteries and make sure it's up and running again. I'm in a classroom that has a couple of light fixtures that are brand new LED lights. They're supposed to last for decades. And they are flashing completely off and then on. It's almost like a lightning storm going on in here. And it's driving me crazy. I don't know if you can see some of that light flickering, but anyways, that's what's happening. Sorry about that. All right, I'm excited. This is a big update, okay? And I think you are going to be very happy. You're going to like the format of the checkups a lot better, and just the layout of the whole PACE, like with having the vocabulary and then some sentences to fill in. I think you had this in biology, but they're going to continue in physical science here, giving you 2 verses and 2 character quality traits. And so that'll be good, okay? So you have 2 verses in here, and the first part of the PACE I think you're going to find pretty easy. Just kind of explaining the difference between chemistry and physics, talking about some of the scientists and some of their observations and how that has shaped what we understand about physical science. I don't need to teach all that to you, the steps of the scientific method. That's really, really important to understand. Used to be you had to list all of the steps on your PACE test, but I will give you a clue that you don't have to do that. Yay! So they have revised the PACE tests and made them align better with the content that's in the checkups and the self-test, so I'm excited about that. I'm looking here on page 17 at the very top. It says, watch the videos, Lab 1. And if you go to my website, now in the front of the PACE it says if you go to aceconnect.com that you're supposed to be able to see the videos there. But as of this summer, that has not been working. Maybe it will be, but there is a different link. And so in the meantime, I will have that available that you can click on that and get to those videos so that you can watch those labs, okay? Then the checkups have word banks, or some that are fill in the blank. I think you'll find it a lot better than, well, you don't have anything to compare it to. I'm telling you, it's a lot better than the previous edition. There were some pretty tough checkups and self-tests, okay? Then I'm also excited about this new periodic table that's in full color. And down here are the codes of what these colors mean. And then right here, this key is pretty important. I don't think they do a lot in this first PACE, but you are in the next 5 PACEs going to use this a lot. So if you are in a school setting, I want you to make sure you write your name on here. And whether you homeschool or are in a school setting, hold on to this, okay? Because you don't get a new one with every PACE. You need this for the entire course. So don't lose it. It's a reference, okay? And there are times where you even need to use it on a PACE test. So very important. And then they have some information, like on the back, some steps for doing different types of problems. And here on the front, rules for significant figures, which actually we're going to do a separate video on that because that's pretty important. And that's going to be, I think, the 3rd section of this PACE. And my experience has been with students that when they get to that section, that's where it gets the hardest. And it's math, okay? And so to me, I love math, and I think it's fun and easy, but some students, the math is what throws them. So we'll help you through that, okay? That's what we're here for. So we'll give you some lessons in a separate video for that. And then the second section of the PACE, there are going to be a lot of formulas that you're going to use, and you're going to recognize some of them from geometry and from Algebra 1 and even from previous levels of math. I don't I don't think you have to memorize the formulas, but you have to be very comfortable with using them, okay? So basically you're just plugging in the numbers they give to solve for whatever is missing. So that's basically algebra. If you've had Algebra 1, you should do fine with this. And then number 3, I want to point out that back in 1992, it was not common for students to have calculators. And so they explained all of the gory steps in solving problems. But now, every student probably has a handheld calculator, which makes these problems a lot easier to solve. And so even working through the PACE, they'll have little pull-out boxes that will have tips of types of keys to look for on your calculator and how to use them. And it would be really good, as you're going through the examples, to try to redo the example problems that are in the PACE and do them on your calculator so that you understand how your calculator works and make sure you're getting the same answer that they do in the PACE. Okay, so that's just a little introduction to the PACE. I think that's really all you need to get all the way up through the second checkup. And then when you get past that checkup and you're starting in the third section, come back and I'll have another video for you at that point.